Shalom. This is Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. I want to start off by saying thank you to all of our Booster Club members for your many donations and much more, your prayers. We visited faraway countries and strange lands. We've even spoken to dignitaries and were detained for spreading the glorious gospel in Cuba. The truth is that the descendants of the 12 tribes of Israel were scattered throughout the world. Help us on our journey as we continue to raise up the nation of Israel. 12 tribes worldwide. Join or donate today. Shalom.
Read that again. I will go and return to my place. God said he will go and return to his place. Come on. Till they acknowledge their offenses. Until they do what? Acknowledge their offenses. Until they acknowledge their offenses. So in order for you to acknowledge your offenses, you got to figure out what your offenses are. How you doing, brother? You doing all right? Let me ask you one question. What is your race? What is your nationality? Mexican, right? Take a look at the sign. See if you can find Mexican on that sign. Take a good look. Keep looking. I guarantee it's on there. Where is it at? You see that? See what that says right there? Issachar? Look what's beside it. Mexican. So guess what? For a long time, how old are you? 13. So for 13 years, you've been calling yourself Mexican, right? But guess what? In the Holy Bible, God said you are from the tribe of Issachar. You are God's chosen people. You understand that? And another thing you may not know, us right here, see, I'm black, you Mexican, we are the same people. You may look a little bit different, you may be a couple of shades lighter than me, but God said we are the same people. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 6. I'm gonna let you know how special that is to know that you are from the tribe of Issachar. That's right. Are you Catholic? What's your religion? Or do you have religion? You don't know? Okay, all praises, all praises. Well, I'm gonna let you know. Catholicism, Christianity, Baptist, all of that, that is not of God. You will not find Catholicism or anything of that nature in the Bible. You only find God's laws and commandments. That's it. All right? But I said, I'm going to show you how special God sees you as an Israelite from the tribe of Issachar. Read what you got. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. God said, thou, you, talking about the children of Israel, is an holy people unto him. Come on. The Lord thy God has chosen thee. He did what? Chosen thee. He chosen you. You got multiple pairs of shoes? Get like 2 or 3 pairs of shoes? You got just one? Okay. But, okay, we'll use that. That's your favorite pair of shoes, right? Because you just got one. So the same thing with God. He created all these nations on this earth. But he chose one nation to be for him. To be above all people. Come on. Chosen thee to be a special people unto himself. Above all people. Read that again. For the Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people. He said he chosen you to be above all people. Now you got to think. So for Mexicans, right? What do they call your people in this land? What's some bad names they call your people? Well, have you heard any? Like you ever heard them called illegal immigrants, things like that? God said, no, you're not an illegal immigrant. Let me tell you chapter 5. Let me show you something real quick, because you understand. Because even looking right beside Mexicans, right? You ever heard of Aztecs? Okay, so you know, way back in the 1400s, 1500s, 1300s, y'all was being called Aztecs in that time. And y'all owned Mexico and majority of America, correct? You know that history? Right, okay, so let me show you what God really says about your people, because y'all are not no illegal aliens, y'all are not illegal immigrants. This world is supposed to be for you. Not just America, this whole world is supposed to be for you. Read what you got. What verse? Start at verse 1. This is the book of Lamentations, chapter 5, verse 1. Watch this, what's your name? Kevin, watch this, Kevin. Remember, O Lord, what is come upon us. Consider and behold our reproach. So God is, Jeremiah is lamenting to God, saying, look, remember what happened to us. Take it back to 1492. You may not have known, but I'm going to tell you right now. Just like the black people was brought into slavery back in 1492, your people was brought as slaves too. Y'all was sold on slave ships as well. And the Bible said that would happen to his people, whom he chose to be a special people. What happened to them if they disobeyed him. Read that again.
Remember, O Lord, what has come upon us. Consider and behold our reproach.
He's telling God, consider and behold what has came upon us. All these curses that destroyed us as a people. Read.
Our inheritance is turned to strangers.
Our what?
Our inheritance is turned to strangers.
So America, Mexico, and your land, your inheritance has been turned to strangers. The land of Israel has been turned over to strangers, people that is not of God. You understand? Because who runs America today? Trump. What is his race? American or European or white, Caucasian, right? So those people run this land today. But back then, God said, what? Read verse 2 again.
Our inheritance is turned to strangers.
This America is your inheritance, but it has been turned to strangers. Read.
Our houses to aliens.
Oh, whoa, what?
Our houses to aliens.
You see that? God said he called those, the Europeans, aliens. You are not no alien. You are not no illegal alien. So never, I know you said you never had those names called to you, but don't ever, because when you grow up, I'm going to tell you this. When you grow up, because you're just 13 right now, when you grow up, are you in high school yet? So you ain't even seen anything yet. You ain't seen nothing yet. Once you grow up and you see the true hatred that the white man has for you, you will start to hear those names. But you got to understand, the Bible said you are above them. Don't ever let nobody degrade you. Don't never let nobody say you're an illegal alien. You understand? You are God's chosen people. Read on.
We are orphans and fatherless. Our mothers are as widows. We have drunken our water for money.
You see that? God said you've drunken your water for money. So now you got to go to another nation of people to get some water. When this land was given to you by God from the beginning.
Right.
You understand? So, from what I just said, there's a lot of those things. I know you're young, you don't know a lot of the history. Do you understand that you are not a Mexican, but that you're actually of the tribe of Issachar, of the nation of Israel? You understand that? So, do you know that there's something more than just being from the tribe of Issachar? Because do you love God? You love God, right? So you want to make sure you please Him and do things good for Him. You don't want to make God mad, right? So give me 1 John 5 and 3.
This is the book of 1 John chapter 5 verse 3.
I'm going to show you out of the Bible what God says how to love Him. All right? Watch this, Kevin.
For this is love of God, that we keep His commandments.
Read again.
For this is the love of God.
Say it. This is the love of God. Come on.
That we keep His commandments.
That we do what?
Keep His commandments.
So, Kevin, how do you love God? Keep His commandments. So, do you know some of God's commandments?
Pray.
Huh?
Pray.
Okay, what else?
Read the Bible.
Okay.
Go to sleep.
What else?
Go to church every Sunday.
Give me Exodus chapter 20 and verse 8. See? That's another thing that we have been taught wrong. We've been taught to go to church on Sunday. You say your mom taught you? Okay, so what I'm going to show you out of the Bible, I'm not going to tell you this. This is what God says the day you should be worshiping Him. Because we've been told that Sunday is the day that we go to church. Let's see what day God says we should be going and congregate with one another. Alright, watch this.
This is the book of Exodus chapter 20 verse 8.
So remember, this is the Holy Bible speaking. This is not me speaking. Read what you got.
Remember the Sabbath day.
Remember what?
Remember the Sabbath day.
Come on.
To keep it holy.
Come on.
6 days shall thy labor and do all thy work. But the seventh day is
the what?
Seventh day.
The what?
The seventh day.
What's the seventh day of the week? That's the first day. If you take a look at the calendar, it starts Sunday. So what's the seventh or the last day of the week? That's the sixth day. Saturday. God said Saturday is the Sabbath of His rest. Hold this, give me Leviticus 23 and verse 2. So I want you to make sure you pay attention. God said the seventh day is the Sabbath of rest. Do you know what Sabbath means? Sabado? You know what Sabado means, right? It means what? Saturday. And also in Hebrew means rest, day of rest. God said the seventh day or Sabado is a day of rest. So even in Spanish, the seventh day means Sabbath means the seventh day, right? So watch this. Let's see how let's see something about the seventh day. What should we be doing on the seventh day? Read what you got.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 23 and verse 2.
Watch this, Kevin.
Speak unto the children of Israel,
The children of Israel, which is you, Kevin. Come on.
and say unto them, concerning the feast of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be a holy convocation,
Come on.
even these are my feast. 6 days shall thy work be done, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of rest.
So there it said again. So read verse 2 again. So we're talking about the seventh day of rest. Let's see again what God said we got to do on the seventh day. Verse 2 again.
Leviticus chapter 23 verse 2.
Watch this.
Speak unto the children of Israel,
Come on.
and say unto them, concerning the feast of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be a holy convocation.
Plan to be what?
Holy convocation.
You know what it means to convocate? It means to gather together, or church. Church. It's the same thing as convocation. So God said the seventh day we are to be coming together, not Sunday. Because that comes from the pagan religion of, like I said, Catholicism and Christianity. Christianity is not found in the Bible. That's a doctrine of man.
Bring it out.
So remember, as being an Israelite, Kevin, you got to pick up this Bible and start reading it for yourself and figure out what God's laws you must be doing. Because it's more than just 10 commandments. There's more than just praying and reading the Bible. Once you read the Bible, you got to apply the things that God says to do and don't do the things that God says not to do, right? Give me Leviticus 11 and 4.
Bring it out.
Do you eat pork? No? Have you ate pork? Do you think that's good for you? You don't know? Okay. So I'm going to show you out of the Bible, because remember, I said that, well, the Bible said, if you love God, what do you got to do? Huh? What did the Bible say? We read it a moment ago. If you love God, keep my what? Starts with a C. Okay, let's go back to it from real quick. I want to make sure you retain this. Alright?
Bring it out.
Make sure you hold Leviticus. So remember, if you want to love God, this is what you got to do. Remember this, Kevin.
This is the book of John, 1 John, chapter 5, verse 3.
Come on.
For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments.
So how do you love God? There you go.
That's right.
Keep his commandments. That's how you show God you love him. So now let's go back to Leviticus.
Chapter 11, verse 7. And the swine, though he divided the hoof.
So what is a swine, Kevin? You know what a swine is? You know, it's a pig. It's another word for pig. Pig or pork. Alright? So God is talking about the swine. Come on.
Though he divided the hoof, and be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud. He is unclean to you.
So if something is unclean to you, should you eat it? No, right? So if you see a pile of doo-doo on the ground, you're going to pick it up and eat it? Same thing with pork or the pig. God said it's unclean to you, and you should do what?
You should not eat it.
It says you should not eat it. You understand? So if you love God, you got to cut out pork from your diet. Because there's many other good things you can eat. You can eat chicken. You can eat beef. You can eat fish. Fish with fins and scales. Give me that next. There's certain type of fish that you can and can't eat. You with me, Kevin? I know it's a lot. I want to make sure you're retaining some of this. You got any questions? Okay, watch this.
Leviticus chapter 11, verse 12. Whatsoever no fins, nor scales in the water, that shall be an abomination unto you.
Do you eat catfish? You eat shrimp? Sometimes. Watch this. Read that again.
Whatsoever have no fins nor scales in the waters.
Does shrimp have a fin? No. God said whatsoever doesn't have fins nor scales, you couldn't eat. So shrimp is also one thing you got to cut out your diet. That goes right along with crab, lobster, catfish, what else? Oyster, all those quote-unquote delicacies that they be saying you should not be eating. So you with me, Kevin? So again, I'm going to make sure you understand. How do you show God you love him? There you go. All praise to the Most High. Give Brother Kevin a hand. So that's what we had to do. We had to show our people that we got to keep God's commandments in order to love him. Because if we don't have God's commandments, then all these atrocities is going to keep on happening to us. ICE is going to keep on plaguing our people. You understand? Trump is going to keep on plaguing our people. You understand? So we got to come back to God and his commandments in order to love him.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are how men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.
Understand, you are what? Of the children of Israel from the tribe of Issachar, not Mexican. Alright? Don't ever let nobody call you an illegal immigrant ever again. Understand that, Kevin. You are God's chosen people. You are special. Right. You are meant to be above all people. Right. And the only way we can come back to it is if we show God how we love him, which is to keep his commandments. You understand, Kevin? Alright? Watch this. Read that again.
This is the book of Nehemiah, chapter 10, verse 31.
Come on.
And if the people of the land bring ware or any victuals on the Sabbath day to sell, that we would not buy it of them on the Sabbath.
So you should not be buying nor selling on the Lord's Sabbath day. Alright? We should not be buying nor selling on the Lord's Sabbath day. Alright? Give me, what is that? 16 and 23, Exodus. Let's find out another way we got to keep God's Sabbath day holy.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 16, verse 23.
Come on.
And he said unto them, this is that which the Lord has said. Tomorrow is the rest of the holy Sabbath.
Come on.
Unto the Lord. Bake that which ye will bake today, and seethe that which will seethe, and that which remaineth over lay up for you to be kept until the morning.
So these are the ways you keep God's Sabbath day holy. Number one, you should be coming together in a holy convocation. Two, you should not be buying nor selling on the Lord's Sabbath day. Right. Three, you should not be working on the Lord's Sabbath day. Right. And also the final thing we just read, you should not be cooking on the Lord's Sabbath day. And with that, we're going to say shalom. We're going to have the next teacher come up and edify the people.